Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Zoe, the Quirky Coach, and today's reading is all about dealing with the coronavirus, dealing with whatever circumstances you're in your life at this moment. It's being recorded on Easter Monday here in the UK, but whenever you're watching it will be a good time for you. So I'm hoping it will give you a bit of uplift and guidance and support through these challenging times. I'm going to be using 3 decks, 2 Oracle and 1 Tarot, and I shall be doing a spread which will look at current situations, challenges, opportunities, things you can let go of, and also what you can look towards. It's a very challenging time for us all, and I don't know about you, but certainly if you are celebrating Easter, I know it's been Passover time, but whatever, the realities of coronavirus, of isolation, of the number of people that are losing their lives and passing on is really starting to hit. I certainly had quite a bit of a wobble this weekend as it's the first Easter Sunday that I've not hosted for our family for 27 years, and having to speak to my son and his girlfriend down in London by Zoom was great, but not the same as being able to give them big hugs. So we're all feeling it, but we've also got to look through with as much positivity and as much gratitude as we can. So the first deck that I'm going to be using is the wonderful Angels and Ancestors deck. This is by Kyle Gray. I absolutely love the artwork in this. It's got a very strong spiritual feeling to it. It incorporates spirit animals, angels, shamanistic, sort of Egyptian. It takes religion and spirituality from all over the world. So I thought it was a very appropriate one to start off with. And so I have shuffled and blessed my decks already, but I'm going to just shuffle one more time and see what card we have coming up for us for today. And the card that we have, High Priestess, harness mystic power. So this is very much for those of you who have been feeling that this is a time when some people are being called to step up, to acknowledge that they have gifts that can be of use to others. And of course we have the people who are looking at the sort of more physical needs of people, but we also have a lot of people who are struggling in a more spiritual way. So I'd like to say for you that if this is resonating with you, don't be afraid to have a look at that more spiritual, mystical power that you might have. I think it can often be seen when we talk about our intuition, our gut instincts. And this is a beautiful picture of Black Cat here. I think, is it Bast? The black cat, the cat in Egyptian mythology, and goddess there with the ankh, the symbol of, I think it's an ankh, maybe, the symbol of life here. So if you have any intuition that you might have powers or abilities that could help people in that way at this time, please do use this to harness them and to practice them more and to use them as much as possible. I'm going to use the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid. This deck is full of uplift. It's been designed, beautiful artwork. It's been designed to have a much more contemporary, spiritual, uplifting feel to it. So if you'll just bear with me for a moment. Again, I have shuffled. I'm just going to lay out the cards for us and get whatever messages we have. So we have at the heart, the environment, then we're going on to challenge, opportunity, what we can let go of, and what is coming towards us. And the first card at the center of all of this, the 5 of Water. Now, some of you may have seen a Facebook Live reading I did yesterday where there was a huge amount of water energy. I do feel this is, if you're familiar with the tarot, this is the 5 of Cups. And it can often be, I think it's the one where there's somebody sort of looking in sorrow at cups spilt. but not seeing that there are other cups which have not been spilt. In other words, that there are sorrows in life, but that there are also blessings to be had. And I love this here with this. There's a sort of feeling of, oh heck, what is this? But we've got the lovely little seahorse there, and 5 little pearls representing the emotional energy. So I would say that this very much for you is to embrace the fact that you will be feeling sad at times, but also recognize that within the sadness there are blessings to be had. The environment and what surrounds us, again, more water, the Page of Water. And this is about perhaps something new. It's a similar sort of energy to the to the Ace of Cups. So the Page of Water, the Messenger of Water. I think the messenger is the page, not the knight. Again, there's something new coming in. So maybe there's some new feeling or emotion coming into your life now into our lives. Maybe some signs of hope in amongst the last few weeks of very, very serious and negative news coming about. So I have a feeling in the environment that perhaps we will be hearing some better news coming along as we look into how coronavirus is affecting us on a regional, national and international level. So our challenge, what is more water? Well, as I said, I can't get over how much this, as I say, it resonates with reading yesterday. 7 of Cups. And with this one, I have a feeling with this one really, it is to do with choice. It is to do with looking at what is around us. Our challenge is to try and look up, not down. If we look at the slightly different energy here, where we've got, oh heck, well, this is awful, what's going on? And then we're looking around and saying, well, okay, how can I lift my feelings? How can I lift my emotions to look at the more positive side of life? So it's a very strong message here, I believe, about positivity and looking at different options. And here she is looking up, but as you can see, she's looking up in much more hope. And looking up, particularly if we look at this shell here and what is inside the shell, well, of course, it might be a pearl. So it's about choices, about options, and about having a think about where do you want to put your emotional energy this time. And it can be a challenge to focus on that, because we can focus on practical things, but we also have to recognize that we are emotional beings first and foremost. Our opportunity, 4 of Air. Our opportunity, 4 of Swords. Interesting that this comes in the opportunities, not the challenge. Now, if you know the tarot, the 4 of Air, 4 of Swords, it can show something that's a little bit of mixed feelings. But with this one, I think it's about contemplation, and contemplation in our heads, taking time out to reflect and think about, because unlike the Cups, which is to do with emotional energy, this is to do with our intellectual energy. And again, I feel that this is a time to take time out this week to look at what's going on around us and to see how is our head affecting us at this moment in time. Where are our thoughts taking us? And the energy I get very, very much on this is a contemplative energy. I'm not getting a feeling of particular movement here, but more of reflection, reviewing and reflect. In some ways, I'm getting a bit of a Hermit card energy from this. So we look at what has passed, what has gone, what we can let go of. And here we have the 8 of Earth, the 8 of Pentacles. Now it's quite a different view from traditional tarot as well, and I just love the beauty of this violin here, which has got now all these pentacles coming out of it. I have a feeling for this one that this is to do with things that we used to do, things that work, because Earth, Pentacles, down to earth energy, very often to do with our job, to do with our work. And I think for those of you who are in particularly feeling self-employment, or where you have some control over your work, that maybe it's time to let go of some of the things I've got a weighing down here of energy. I've got a feeling of letting go of some of the things that weighed you down in your previous work or job, or things that, aspects that now you can say, well, actually, I don't want to go back to that. It was successful then, it was good for me then, but actually things have changed now. I've had a bit of a time to think, to reflect, and I want to actually go back and think, yeah, I'm going to let go of some of that and bring in some new energy. So whether that's at this moment or when we look at as we come out of this into the future. And talking of that, we look at future energy. Now this, again, interestingly, it is three of Pentacles. And this can be about looking out and seeing some new options. So beautifully, if we take the energy of this one to let go of some of the negative energy, negative things perhaps that you haven't enjoyed doing, or that you've thought, I just don't want to keep doing that. I want something different. So this card coming to us for the future is about looking at that future and saying, okay, well, what would I like to bring into my work situation? What do I want to do that could be different, could perhaps bring a bit more of a lighter energy to work? It's just sort of, again, I do feel it's quite a contemplative time that we're going into just at the moment. So perhaps have a think about have you ever dreamt of doing something perhaps completely different? It might be a new job, it might be a new project, it could be, I don't know, obviously it will be affected by what you think it could be. Certainly for me here, the energy is of, yeah, let's have a look around and, okay, actually, I don't want to be doing that bit about my job, but I would really love to try this bit, something new, something different. So that's the energy coming in for us as we go into this next period of time. So finally, I will do a quantum oracle reading. This is from this deck. Lovely energy, quantum energy. I don't know what quantum energy is, quantum physics. I don't understand any of that, but I do know that the deck is wonderful, has a great energy. It has quite specific messages and always comes up with something intriguing and different. So again, with this, I will just go on what the feeling is, that I am getting from the card, but it will have a specific word on it that will give us some good guidance. So let's see what comes up. This one. Oh, wow. Well, this goes back to our first one, actually. It is another spiritual card. And bear in mind that there are a lot of cards in this deck that are not especially spiritual. This is the Angels of the Four Directions. So if we go back to the first card that came out, which was about the High Priestess, and we combine it with this, what this seems to say is, we have a lot of support in the spiritual realm, if you like, for pursuing things that we feel could help others from a more spiritual thing. So if we look at mind, body and spirit, the focus is here saying that if you have gifts, if you have something that you feel could support somebody on a more spiritual level, as well as obviously practical support is wonderful. But also, given the reading being something I feel is about contemplating what we spend our time and energy on, again, if you have a business that is more perhaps in the holistic field, these are very positive cards for you to go forward on that. And I just love this, the Angels of the Four Directions, and thinking of connecting with our chakras, connecting with the universe. But also a wonderful card actually for this time of year at Easter, certainly from the Christian perspective. There is a real feeling of resurrection and uplift to this card. So I hope that that reading has given you a bit of an uplift, a bit of guidance. If you would like a reading, private reading from me, do visit my website, zoedawes.com, and you can have a look at the top there. It says Tarot with Zoe. I am doing all my readings at the moment Zoom, and they're all there for anybody anywhere in the world. I'm not doing pre-recorded readings or anything like that. So if you're interested in that, do please get in touch with me. And in the meantime, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. You'll get notifications. I am going to be doing more of these, and wishing you all the very best and sending you lots of love from here in Northwest England. Bye bye.